Hey everybody, Brad Scott, out doing a little paddling today. It's a cool winter day, very cold yesterday, supposed to be very cold tomorrow, but had a brief opportunity to jump out on the water today, a couple hours, and the sun came out and wanted to make it happen, wanted to get out for a float. Now, the water temp today is high 30s, low 40s. Our air temp is high 40s. We might crack into the lower 50s. So this is definitely winter paddling conditions. And these are conditions that you might expect or could find yourself in easily as we get into spring, as we start getting that itch to get out and get outside and get on rivers. And I just wanted to take a minute to discuss with you a couple key things about being prepared for cold weather paddling. It's been a real big conversation point over the past couple years as more and more people have started to try and extend their season, get more days on the water. And there's a number of different safety concerns that you need to keep in mind if you're interested in doing that. First and foremost, it's great to be out here any time of year, and it's very manageable as long as you are aware of the things that might not be in your favor, of the things that you could be up against, the things you need to prepare yourself for. Very manageable things if you have the proper equipment. So, what is the proper equipment? There's lots of different options depending on what your particular paddle use is, or your paddling style, or what watercraft you're in, or what you're doing on the water. I'm obviously paddleboarding today. It was just real easy to grab this, throw it on the car, hop out, go do a couple miles on my favorite local river. Had good water levels, so easy to get out and go. For me, cold water, definitely cool air. I like a full dry suit when paddleboarding. When I say full dry, I mean latex wrist, latex neck. Some people out there kayak fishing, maybe doing some other types of activities, might not go with full latex, but going into the water from a paddleboard in a river situation is highly likely and sometimes even probable. So I like the full dry seal of latex neck, latex wrist. And of course, this is an Immersion Research Devil's Club dry suit. Going on 4 seasons on this thing. It's just hands down one of the most durable dry suits on the market from a great company who, doesn't just make great gear, but thinks about how they make that gear, trying to be sustainable as possible, and also trying to make a product they can service. So this is a fully serviceable dry suit. Dry suits are a big investment. You want to make sure it's something that's going to last many, many seasons, not something you're just going to throw some aqua seal on or some goop or something if you get a hole punched in it. Immersion Research has full capability of putting factory quality repairs on all their products. So that's really important to me. So if you're buying a dry suit to get out in these type of conditions, make sure you consider what the service capability is of the brand or manufacturer that you're using. Underneath this dry suit, I have on some great layering layers. I wear a union suit. It's a full body zipperless fleece suit. That way a pant and top doesn't separate underneath and give me a cold spot. It's just like a giant pair of warm pajamas. One of the best options, whether you're wearing a dry suit or even if you're wearing 2-piece, dry top, dry pants, union suit is a great thing. In my PFD, always gonna have your PFD on, but for winter specific, I have a piece of thermal headwear. Also, general river knowledge, always look downstream, making sure I'm not floating into anything. Gotta have eyes in the back of your head. But for cold water specific stuff, I have a piece of thermal headwear in here. Sun's out, I'm not totally needing it at the moment because I have good insulation in this helmet. So it's in here in case I need it. Neoprene gloves, I took these off just a second ago so I could operate the GoPro, but I always have neoprene gloves at hand whether they're on or not when I'm in cold weather setting. If I was kayaking, I'd probably have pogies, but I would still probably have those neoprene gloves in my dry bag. Additionally, piece of safety equipment that's good all year round, but I especially bring it when I'm in cold weather settings. PLB. Personal locator beacon, okay? This has an SOS button on it. I can hit it. It'll dispatch emergency responders to me to come and help me out should I get in trouble. For cold weather specific gear, things that I add to my normal paddling kit, I have emergency fire starter, and heat source, just a small little, bag that has some fat lighter, some fire, a little excess tinder to get something started. Should I get into an emergency, be on the wrong side of the river, need to get warmed up, I can build a fire. I have an external heat source should I need it. Yeah, that's pretty much some key winter things that I have. Oh, I should mention, this Drysuit full dry has booties on it, okay? Not an ankle gasket. It's a full boot that my foot goes down inside. This one happens to be fabric. Some are made of latex, just like these latex gaskets, but that keeps my feet and ankles totally dry. Inside that, I have a heavy, heavy wool sock. The thickest wool sock that I can find. These happen to be calf high. These are darn tough. I have some smart wool as well, but just the heaviest wool sock that you can possibly find, just to create that insulation. And the nice thing about a wool sock is it's moisture wicking. So if you were to put on something neoprene or something like that under there, it can get a little clammy, get a little nasty, get a little foot funk going on. So I like wool, nature's technical fabric. Probably getting blinded by the sun now, sorry about that. Yeah, winter paddling, great thing. Easy to get out with the right gear. Stack the odds in your favor, stack the deck in your favor when making winter paddling choices, and we'll see you out there soon. I gotta get up, floating into some stuff. Float along, beautiful day. Enjoy some paddling. Only had a couple hours to get outside today. A lot of people would ask why go out in the winter time. The bottom line is I love to paddle, and if I don't have the equipment and ability to go out in cool conditions, not only does it cut down on the number of days that I get to go out paddling, but I have a toddler at home. I have a second kid on the way. My wife works, I work. If I have to wait for those bluebird days, the amount of paddling that I get to do in a year just declines immensely. I've invested in watercraft because I want to get out and paddle. I want to do it. So investing in some dry gear or appropriate cool or cold weather paddling gear just drastically increases not only the number of days, but just the number of opportunities in general that I can get outside, enjoy the resource, experience just some great paddling, and make sure I'm getting that healthy exercise and healthy recreation in my life that keeps the work-life family balance so well in tune. So we've definitely had some cold weather here in recent days. Might be able to see a little snow on the hillside back there. There's definitely some out and about, but definitely a cold weather day that I would not be out paddling, especially on a paddleboard, if I didn't have some quality gear, some quality dry gear and equipment. And all this dry gear and equipment, the union suit, the thermal layer for my head, the neoprene gloves, the Drysuit, the personal locator beacon, the extra fire source just in case I get into trouble. All those things just help stack the deck of survival in case of emergency, and also enjoyment. Stack the deck in my favor to make sure I'm having a good experience on the water. So stack the deck in your favor, know what you need to enjoy water time and cool and cold weather, and we'll see you on the water.